Hello and welcome back to the Law of Attraction Tribe podcast. I'm your host, Stephanie Keith, and today I have my favorite recurring guest, Alexis Keith. And she is coming on the episode today because we're going to talk about spring cleaning, decluttering, because I am a firm believer that when you declutter your house, you're also decluttering your mind and your stress. And we have some good tips because Alexis is the queen of organization and cleaning, and she keeps our house in order. So we're going to go over all that stuff for what to do in your home and like your physical environment just to make it more calm and less stressful, less chaotic, less cluttered. And then if you want to dive into decluttering your mindset a little bit more, I have a free workshop on Wednesday. So Wednesday, April 19th at 1 o'clock Eastern. It's totally free to join. And Stacy Failing and I are going to go over how to declutter like all of the money doubt and limiting beliefs that are holding you back. And so we're going to go over like all of my favorite methods for doing that. And we have a ton of giveaways and bonuses. So definitely try to join live. We already have more people signed up than there is spots available on Zoom. So I recommend if you want to do it live to get on early. And if you don't make it on live, don't worry, I'll send out the replay so that you'll have that. And I hope to see some of you guys there Wednesday. So I guess we'll go ahead and get started with decluttering your house. All right. So my number one rule that I started a few years ago when my closet was super chaotic and stressing me out because I had so much in it, but like nothing that I actually really liked. So now whenever I buy something, I have to get rid of something. So if I buy 3 new shirts, then I have to remove 3 shirts from my closet. So this just kind of helps keep things like organized. And also it helps me get rid of stuff that I don't even like anymore, but that I've just been holding on to for whatever reason. And I think a lot of people can probably relate to that. And so it's like if you haven't worn it in the last year, then get rid of it. You're not going to wear it. It's probably out of style. So just get rid of it so it's not taking up space in your closet. All right, Alexis, what's your tip that you're going to give?
I don't know. I have a lot, but one thing, I actually cleaned out my room the other day, and one thing that I did was I have like one bin of like sentimental stuff. I feel like that's a problem a lot of people have where they like don't want to get rid of stuff because it's sentimental. So I only have like one bin full of stuff, and I go through it every so often, and I only keep like that bin full of sentimental stuff. Everything else, if that bin's overflowing, then I like gotta go through it, get rid of some stuff that I've been holding on to.
Yeah, I wonder if I helped you with that habit because when you were little, like anyone with kids knows, they bring stuff home like every day. They've got a new like art project or something they painted or like something they colored for you. And you can't keep it all. It's just there's too much stuff. So I got like one really pretty box with like pink flowers on it. And I was like, that's your box. And
I still have that box.
Yeah. So every year I would take like the best things or whatever that were like the most sentimental or whatever and put them in there. And now I have one for Amelia and one for Aiden. And that's it. If it doesn't fit in the box, then we're getting rid of it. So, like you're keeping some sentimental stuff, but you're not being a pack rat. That's a good tip. I like that one.
I have like one thing from each like school year that I've kept, like one art project. Everything else I've just kind of try to get rid of because...
And you're not like sad that we got rid of other stuff, right? Like you've got a few
half
things.
The stuff I don't even remember.
Yeah. So when my dad was like selling his house to come to Florida, I went up there and he's like, yeah, like there's still stuff, of yours. So figure out what you want. They saved everything. Like there were Barbies that first of all like melted because they were in the attic and it was too hot. So like what was the point of saving that? And they like literally homework from first grade homework was saved. And so I just started getting rid of stuff. And my dad was like so upset. He's like, I can't believe you're just getting rid of this. Like, you have like no sentimental value.
We need to help Grammy clean out her house. Speaking of that, because I went in my bedroom there the other day and there are clothes from when I was 7 years old that have been sitting in that drawer for like God knows how long.
Oh, speaking of clothes, when you were a baby, I saved a bunch of your clothes because then I'm like, oh, if I ever have like another baby or like whenever you have kids someday, if you ever have kids or whatever, I'll save it. And then when we had Amelia, which was 10 years later, I pulled out all these clothes and I was like, good God, these are the ugliest clothes ever. It was like stuff that was really in style 10 years ago, like the brown and the pink like combination, but like now look hideous. And so we didn't end up using them anyways. So that was a lesson. I'm like, why'd I even save this stuff? Like a couple outfits, but I saved like her whole wardrobe and that was ridiculous. All right, so next thing is cleaning out the fridge. And you're really good about this. I don't really have to clean out our fridge because Alexis cleans out the fridge, but like tell them what you do.
What I do first is it's easier because we have like the main part of the fridge and then we have a drawer that comes out, and the only thing that becomes a problem when you're cleaning out the fridge is like the thing starts beeping after you have it open. So what I do is I'll do either the drawer first or like the fridge first, and I'll take all the food and I'll just put it in like one part of the fridge. And if your fridge is really that bad, you could take some of the stuff and put it in the freezer even. And then what I do first is I take like a wipe or something and I like wipe down like the entire bottom, and then I usually like buy organizers and I like organize stuff by like fruits or yogurts or Amelia and Aiden snacks or drinks or I don't know, stuff like that.
Yeah, and she checks the condiments like at least once a month, probably once a week. But like she will get rid of it. If it is one day past the expiration date, she will get rid of it.
I'm just like paranoid because a few months ago I was like hungry in the middle of the night, so I came downstairs and I went to get like, I don't know why, but like bell peppers and ranch sounded good, so I took out the ranch and I went to pour it and it like didn't come out, and I looked at the expiration date and it was like a year old and I was like, ugh.
See, and I grew up where like we just believed, or I don't know, my parents believed, I guess, that condiments like never go bad. So I'm like, no, like it's still good. You don't have to pay attention to the expiration date. And she gets so grossed out. So she cleans out like anything that's even close to being expired, she gets rid of. And that's probably a good thing because there's a bunch of crap in there that we don't use. And I just feel like overall cleanliness and everything, like the fridge, you got to get rid of the old stuff. Like it's gross. So that'll make you feel a lot better if you get rid of it. And then if you organize everything and like you always organize like all the fruit and vegetables and make it really aesthetic, then I feel like you want to eat like the healthier food because it just looks
that's
nice.
the whole reason I clean the fridge.
Yeah. All right, what's the next thing on your list?
I gotta think.
See, that's why I wrote mine down and you're like, oh, it's all in my head.
With organizing closets, what's a lot easier is what I do is I have like one thing of each color. So like I do it in like I organize it in like color order too to make it easier. So
like all your clothes, you organize it by color, you mean?
yeah. And then like I just have like one shirt or like one tank top of like each color, so that way it's not like I have like 500 pink shirts and like one white shirt.
Yeah, I feel like that's less overwhelming too when you go into the closet, because if everything's mixed together then it's very overwhelming. But if you have everything separated by color, it's like it looks more pleasing.
What makes it easier too is I feel like most places that I go is like if I'm going to like my friend's house, my friends will be like, oh, we're all wearing like this color, like we're all, like something like that, so it'll make it easier of what to wear.
Yeah. Well, something that has really helped me also like get rid of stuff but make it enjoyable is trying to sell stuff on like Facebook Marketplace, or like Dustin sells stuff on eBay. just because like if you get a reward for it, like if you're getting paid for it, then it just makes it easier, I think, and like more fun. So I will throw the challenge out there for everyone that's listening to find 5 things in your house. Doesn't matter like what they are, but just find 5 things and list them on Facebook Marketplace. And like with those 5 things, like even if you make $20, it's like motivating. And then you're like, ooh, what else can I sell? And like, what else do I not use anymore? And there's been times where we've gotten like hundreds of dollars from just selling random crap that's like sitting around our house and outdated. So go through your house, 5 things, and you can thank me later.
Yeah, another thing is to clean and organize like under stuff. Like yesterday, I got bored, so I decided to clean my entire room. And once I started, it was like I realized how bad it was, and I ended up spending like 5 hours cleaning my room because it was that bad. But like I took everything out from under my bed and vacuumed under my bed, and I did not realize how much like crap I had under there. And I just like went through I had an entire keyboard sitting under my bed, and I ended up giving that to Amelia to play with.
Yeah, well, you know, the other random thing was the vines that were like hanging in your room and they collect dust and like you don't even
Oh
think
yeah.
about it. So it's like any like house plants, like fake plants and stuff, that stuff accumulates dust. And
That was like I also feel like this was kind of like a little intuition, but like I had these like fairy lights hanging. It went from like around my window and it kind of like wrapped around the bottom of my desk. So like when I turned it on, the bottom of my desk would like and around my window would glow. And I don't know why, something was just like telling me to like take them down. So I took them down, and all under it there was like so much dust, and like it was so gross. It looks like if I would have plugged that in, it probably would have like caught fire because it was that bad.
yeah, maybe it would have. Maybe that was like
Yeah,
saving
that's why I think it's like
Well, okay, another thing that collects dust, and this is like the biggest pet peeve of mine, is baseboards. Like
I just
baseboards,
vacuumed mine the other day.
oh my God, they get so gross, but like no one ever notices because they're on the floor and like unless you're at eye level, you don't really notice, but they accumulate like so much dust and nastiness. And I don't know, like what was it, a year ago, a few months ago, we had the house painted, and so we went through and like painted the baseboards, and oh my God, like it made such a big difference in everything. Like it just, the whole house like freshened up, and it just looked so clean and bright and like brand new. So if you want your house to really like sparkle, you gotta get the
Sparkle.
baseboards, like wipe them down, paint them if you can. And I am telling you, it makes a huge difference. And then you just feel like so satisfied because it just freshens up everything.
Yeah, another thing that not a lot of people think to clean is your doors.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
the other day I was like watching like a deep cleaning TikTok of this lady cleaning her room, and I was like writing down some of the stuff in the video. And she was like, "You guys need to clean your doors," because she like showed her door after she wiped it down. And I went and I wiped down my door, and it was so nasty.
I actually just wiped down the door for like Aiden and Amelia's bathroom today. And it was pretty nasty.
Oh, and then something else too is like if you have shower curtains, the shower curtain rod, it like mine gets like so dusty. It's like I like inhaled so much dust just trying to clean it off the other day.
Or the top of the fan too.
Oh yeah, top of the fan and top of the like your blinds.
Yeah, you got to get that Swiffer duster.
Yeah, before we got the blinds that we have now, I didn't know you were supposed to clean your blinds.
Yeah, well, probably because I never really did.
Yeah.
Just let it
Yeah,
accumulate.
now I feel like I do that more.
Yeah. Oh, good thing I have you to clean that crap. So the other thing is like cleaning out the energy in your house. And so this is like a shout out to my friend Amy Harvey. She's the host of the Ritual podcast. But she was explaining to me how, you know, like especially in the winter, like if it's cold where you live, like you've got the doors and the windows closed and there's no circulation, you just have this like stale energy. So she was saying in the spring, or like as soon as the weather's warm enough, like open all the windows in the house and like physically clean, like sweep, vacuum, dust, like clean, and that's going to clean away that like stale energy. But then you can also sage. So like we just saged the other day.
Yeah, that's because there was in Amelia's bedroom, she's been saying that she's like there's like a monster in there, so she like refuses to go in there or sleep in there. And it's so weird because when I was little, like maybe like beginning at elementary school, my bedroom is like right across from her room, and I used to make my mom go and close that door every night because there was the boogeyman that was in there. And it was never, most kids it's like it's under your bed or it's in like your closet or something. No, mine was in that room, and I think it's so weird that she like refuses to sleep in there. So
Yeah.
I told her, I was like, you need to like sage that room or something.
Yeah, every night she's been talking about like ghosts and stuff that she's seeing. So I'm like, okay, we're just gonna sage the entire house like extra good. And then we opened up the windows and you can clean, and then like you can diffuse essential oil. Just any of that will help like clear out any energy, any weird energy, any stale energy, any like negative stuff. And then we have sage candles too. So like I'll do like a real thorough like saging of the house, but then in between that, if I don't want to do that, I'll just like light a sage candle, and I feel like it does the trick. So what else? Do you have any other tips?
Make sure what I do is to make sure I'm like washing my bed sheets at least once every few weeks. I
Oh,
feel like
yeah,
a lot of people
definitely.
are not good about doing that. I was like, yeah, yeah.
You know what I heard? I heard this like, I don't know, a few months ago, that you're supposed to replace your pillow like every 6 months. Like twice a year, you're supposed to replace your pillow.
Like throw it out and get a new one.
Yes. Isn't that crazy?
I've had the same pillow since I was like
I
in
know.
elementary school.
Me too, because it's like you get a pillow and then it, like
My
it
one,
just gets
my
comfortable.
my one, I had this like one little pillow that I've had since I was like literally younger than Amelia, and I'm like, I don't want to get rid of it.
Yeah. Well, and you don't want to get rid of your pillow because it's like, you have like your pillow and it's super comfortable. And
That's like I don't like getting rid of like things like that, like pillows. I'm very like with sleep, I have to have like my certain things, otherwise I can't
yeah,
sleep.
I agree. So I
Like
was
in
like, I don't
hotels,
know.
I never sleep right because I don't have like my pillow or my mattress or
Yeah. But I feel like you could just put the pillow in like the dryer on like that sanitize mode, and it's gonna, sanitize it, I guess. Like I
Yeah.
don't, unless it's nasty, I don't really follow that. But
yeah, I have gotten better with that. When I was little, I had like around that same little pillow I had a pillowcase where literally it was like it wasn't even a pillowcase anymore.
It was, like, ripped to shreds.
it was like ripped to shreds. And then finally you made me throw it out and get a new one.
Yeah. It's so funny how like you've always had your things for when you go to sleep. Aiden has like 2 blankets, 2 stuffed animals that he has to sleep with every night. And then there's Amelia, like she has nothing. Like once in a while she'll cozy up with a book. Like literally she'll like hold the book like it's a stuffed animal.
That was like I have this like giant hamster stuffed animal that is sat in my room, and I actually gave it to her the other day because it just sits there, and it's like huge. It's like 10 times bigger than her. I walk in the loft and she's like sleeping with it like on top of her. I'm like, that's like, oh my god, that's like suffocating her. It's like bigger than she is.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing. She's sleeping on the couch in the loft instead of her big girl bed. So that's a whole other problem. But
I have tried everything to try to get her to sleep in there. I'm like, I have this little like Disney light in my room, and she's like obsessed with that. I'm like, I'll let you have it if you go sleep in your room. She's like, no.
yeah, I don't know what's in that room, but whatever it is, it's freaking her out.
Yeah, it's kind of freaking me out too.
I know. And then Aiden, I've like seen stuff on the camera in his room.
Because I still remember seeing the boogeyman in there when I was little and having like, I feel like all like the weird like bad dreams I've had have taken place in that room. And I feel like that's just kind of
Oh
weird.
my God, this is like that. What's that show? Haunted Hill House or House on Haunted Hill or
Oh,
something. The one
yeah.
on Netflix where like they have the red room or whatever, and it's like the scary room. Okay, now I'm freaked out. So I'm gonna have to go sage that room again. But yeah, those are our like main spring cleaning tips. So try them out. It's just like keep in mind, cleaning out the clutter, actually cleaning the house, but also like getting rid of that energy, opening up some windows, letting the air circulate and all that good stuff. And then when you want to declutter your mindset a little bit, especially money beliefs, then come join us on Wednesday, because we're going to go through like all my favorite techniques for that. And like I said, if you can't get on, because there's not going to be enough space for everyone, I will send out the replay. So if you sign up, you'll get the replay for that. All right. Well, thanks for coming on today, Alexis. And we'll see you guys back here next time. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you guys want more in between these podcast episodes, you can subscribe to my Apple Podcast, Manifested It. You can find that in Apple Podcasts, and it has all of my bonus interviews, guided visualizations, subliminals, meditations, all that good stuff. Or you can download the Manifest It Now app, where I put everything, all of my interviews, tools, everything I've used to manifest a life I don't need a vacation from. You can find that wherever you get your apps, in Google Play or the Apple App Store. And you can join the Inner Tribe Manifesting community, which is inside the app as well, if you want to up level with a group of women who are there to support you, cheer you on, give you guidance, and up level your vibe. And if you love this episode, the best thing you can do to support the podcast is share it. Share it with a friend, share it on your Instagram. Make sure to tag me at Law of Attraction Tribe so I can share it back on my story as well. I love connecting with you guys and putting a face to all the listeners out there. So come connect with me over on Instagram and let's start a conversation. Have a great week, and I'll see you back here next time.